Guys, what does Kevin Hart and myself have in common? That's right, we've both played the Ulster Hall in Belfast. What else do we have in common? Hey, he put his tickets on sale and within 10 minutes it sold out. And I have... all I'm saying is mine are still on sale. Alright? Interpret that how you may. Mine are still on... Have they been on? Yes, for months. But that doesn't matter. It's going to be a really good time. Saturday the 10th of September 2022. I'm back in the Ulster Hall with my brand new show, Bits and Pieces. And I'm going to do that dance amongst other things, including very funny stand-up comedy. So if you want to come with me, come on the journey, have a bit of a fun time on Saturday the 10th of September 2022. Get the Ulster Hall website or the Ticketmaster website, or follow any links in my social media bio. Instagram, Dave Elliott Comedy, Facebook, Dave Elliott Comedy, and Twitter, The Dave Elliott. And Ben, what's the tech? Here's nothing. Ben, what's the TikTok? We're on TikTok, but he runs it. What's the handle? I assume it's something to do with the Sly Guy podcast. Something along those lines. Is it? Sly dot guy dot podcast dot Big Diddy's 247. Follow the TikTok. He puts all fun and games over there. Lord knows what he's putting on. Last time I saw it was just a video of me in the shower. Weirdly filmed from a tree outside my house, but he's the guy in control of it. So get tickets to the Bits and Pieces, follow the TikTok, and hey, just have a nice time. The Sly Guy podcast is brought to you in association with Phat Bastrd Burger. That's right, there is actually a burger in this and it's still there. Doesn't smell as good as it did when we got it, but who cares, because Phat Bastrd Burger has won NI's best takeaway burger 2022. So I've been telling you they're the best takeaway burgers and they've won awards for it too. So hey, all I'm going to say is I've been proven to be right. And what are some of the burgers that they've got on offer? The Phat Bastrd, clearly. The cheesy Phat Bastrd, which is the Phat Bastrd avec cheese. They also have, they're catering for the chicken lovers out there who are also crazy for cock, and that's the name of their chicken burger. They also have some vegetarian options as well, such as the cauliflower dar, isn't it? Yeah, they've got that too. They've all you want and everything you eat in there is delicious. Phat Bastrd Burger. Follow them on Facebook at Bastrd Burger. That's BASTRD Burger. Follow them on Instagram, Phat Bastrd BASTRD Burger as well. They see all the different offers they have, all the different sides, all the different burgers. Your mouth will be watering and you'll need to get yourself to the high street in Bangor. I'll stamp your passport. I'll allow you access. The King will grant you access to North Down. Get down, say Davey sent you, get the best burgers in the country. And speaking of that, the sister company Bebe Adriano's has just gone and won. Guess who's just gone and won? That's right, Northern Ireland Food Award, Best Mexican 2022. There are other Mexicans out there. They're number 2. This is number 1. Phat Bastrd Burger, Bebe Adriano's. Follow them on social media. Say Davey sent you. You'll not regret it. The day one ride or die sponsor of the Sly Guy podcast is, Ben, say it with me, Modest Beer. That's right, Modest Beer are on a mission to give you delicious beer, but not talk about it. They're not like going to go out and boast from the rooftops. Nah, because they're modest. But you know who's not modest? You know who's arrogant? This guy. And I'm telling you, Modest Beer are the most delicious beers on the go. And if you want to know more about Modest Beer, you can follow them on their social media. Their handles are very simple, at Modest Beer. You want to go on their website, www.modestbeer.co.uk. Go over there, see what they've got on offer. They've got IPAs, Pilsners, Stouts, the works, specialist beers, limited edition beers. You need to go to the website to find out. And hey, if it's not good enough to just drink their beer, you want to look like a fan of Modest Beer, you want to make them a little bit less modest, get their merch. I'm going to get some. I'll wear it here. You'll see. Modest Beer. That was a poem. I'm a genius. Modest Beer.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Hello. That could be perceived as being slightly sectarian. Not how it was meant. Welcome to the Sly Guy podcast. We're excited. Oi. Because we've got Phat Bastrd Burger sponsoring the podcast. I've got a dog. I love this guy. And mainly, it's feeling like it's coming into summer again, isn't it? The most joyous time of the year. Now, summer's good and summer's bad. Summer's good because, you know, you have fun seasons. You get to have drinks in the sun. You get to enjoy yourself. People are happier. People are walking along the seafront. You know, they're out with their families. It's a fun time. There's beer gardens open. Yes. Then there are things that are annoying, such as it's daylight from, I think, 4 a.m. until 3 p.m. And your kids, anytime, they're stupid wee pricks. They don't realise that the daytime doesn't. If it's bright outside, that doesn't mean it's daytime. They look and they're like, oh, it's stay in bed past 5 o'clock. If you're a child listening to this podcast, first of all, report your parents to social services. Second of all, stay in your fucking beds past 5 a.m. I don't care if it's summer. Grow up and go to bed earlier as well. It doesn't have to be pitch black to go to bed. Go to bed at 7 o'clock and fucking don't go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 5, you pricks. That's all I'm saying, but I'm happy it's summer. Apart from that, I'm happy it's summer. I'm feeling good. You're probably looking at this on the YouTube, which, by the way, of course, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube. If you're audio-only listeners here, where do you listen to the podcast? Do you listen to it on iTunes? Do you listen to it on Spotify? Wherever you listen, give us a wee review. Give us a wee 5 stars on Spotify. That helps elevate the podcast. If you're over on iTunes, give it a wee 5-star. Write a review. It helps elevate the podcast. And, you know, maybe one day Ben and I will be able to afford, you know, to be able to own our own materials. You know, not even our own houses, just our own. We might even be able to buy clothes. You know, rather than just what we're seeing here. Ben actually edits clothes onto me in the post-production of this recording. I'm nude. I'm sitting here nude. There's no microphone. The only thing you could see, if you could see as it actually is, you'd be looking right up my foresk into my soul, and you don't need to see that.
That's you get in the Patreon though.
On Patreon, completely unedited, right up my ass crack from this angle, which you're probably going, weird angle to be sitting at, that Uranus would be pointing towards. We're all a little bit special in our own ways. Every human is like a snowflake. I mean, a lot of humans are snowflakes nowadays, but every human is like, we're all different. So some people's anuses are at the back of their bodies. Some people's anuses are on their clavicles. Who knows? Some people's anuses point out like a thorax of a bee, like I do. It is what it is. But what I'm saying, wherever you listen, rate and review. And also, if you listen audioly, go onto YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Get some people to subscribe. If you don't even watch, it doesn't matter. It helps. And we're starting to... You know, Ben, what were you saying to me the other day? Listens are at an all-time high. You're the stat guy. You're the producer. How are you finding producing the podcast, being at the minute? Like, what's the vibe? Your end of things?
It's very good. Very nice, relaxed, and it's good that people are responding in turn. Yeah, we have a TikTok too. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because this is something that we had a little bit of an argument about over time. You were like, you need to be on TikTok, and I sort of... What's your feeling on it? How did I react when you told me I should be on TikTok? I think you made a few comments towards me.
And what were they? I can't remember. Because sometimes I say things and, you know...
Something about the sort of people who are on TikTok. You shouldn't be on TikTok.
Pedophiles?
You're over a certain age. Correct.
Well,
is what it is. TikTok is doing very well.
Yeah, nice. So, what's the TikTok? Sly.guy.podcast?
Correct.
Yeah, and Ben runs it. So, you know, if you're sliding into DMs, by all means send him inappropriate photographs, because I'll not see them. So there you go. Sly Guy, support it there. Whatever. But yeah, I'm coming in here. Normally I start the podcast real aggressive and real fucking in a mood. But today I am in the summer spirit. And what to me indicates it's the start of summer is I get my lawnmower out, I cut my grass. If you're a long time listener of the podcast and you listen in the last couple of years, you know when summer comes, so do I. I get my lawnmower out, I get in the garden, I cut the grass, I feel good. My grass is cut, and I only cut my grass because the cutting of the grass is like a mental stimulus, and it precedes barbecue season, and there's nothing more I love than a barbecue. So tonight I got the grass all cut, I'm feeling good, I've got a tan, I'm recording the podcast. Tomorrow I'm going to be barbecuing. Now, I haven't entirely remembered if I completely cleaned the barbecue the last time I used it last year. So, potentially, we could have a bit of a situation. Potentially, we might not have a barbecue. All being well, we will. I trust myself that I've done it. Last year, I didn't. Last year, I was like, I'll never do this again. And I probably haven't done it again, to be fair. But we hope for the best. I'm going to go and buy some nice meat. And if it don't, you know, it's all gone to ruin. And I mean, it wouldn't be for the first time this week that my plans for dinner have been ruined. Because we had an incident this week. I went to potentially one of my favourite restaurants, you know, in in the world, within the kingdom of North Down, obviously. I decided to myself, you know what? My wife Catherine was having a bad day in work, wasn't in the best spirits. I was at home with the girls, you know, we were having a nice time, but we thought, you know what we'll do? We'll book somewhere for dinner. We'll go out for dinner. It'll be fine. The kids will have a nice time. We'll have a nice time. All will be rosy in the garden. So I rang up, said, listen, the king wants to come for dinner. And they went. Strangely, they knew it was me from the phone number, because I do want to say in a roundabout way, I'm going to say I was a regular in this place. I don't think I'll be back in a hurry because I'm not happy. So I rang up, I was like, yeah. And they're like, yes, we've got you a table. I said, sweet. I said for 5 o'clock, because you're thinking about that. Ben, you've got kids yourself. What age is your youngest now? 2? 3? 4?
Yep.
So, no, that's right. Your youngest is the same age as my oldest.
Correct.
So she's probably grand now. Like, if you're out and about, she'll be all right. You can take her for dinner. She'll behave for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sometimes.
Oh, dear.
You like to think that, yeah.
Well, my 4-year-old is well behaved for meals and things, because she knows if she steps out of line, rear naked choke, good night, right? But my 1-year-old, she can be very much, she's a wild card. Some days, you'll get the best behaviour ever. Other days, you think she is indeed a child of Satan, right? And I thought, you know what, we'll take her out. It's a good time. 5 o'clock's a good time for her. We get in, get fed, happy day. She'll be home for bedtime, bath time, all be good. So we got there to the restaurant, right? Booked for 5 o'clock, went in, stood. You know when you walk in, they seat you? I went in and stood there. Now there's 4 of us standing there. I've got a baby in my arms. I see some staff there walking back and forward. Probably walked past us maybe 4 or 5 times. Not one person looked at us in the eye. Not one of them. Just went past, mind your own business. And you know when Ben, you know yourself when you have kids and you're out, you can get a bit antsy if they're not settling. And you're like, you kind of need people to help. You know, you've booked a table, so it should be ready. So come 10 past 5. We were there at 5 to 5 waiting. Come 10 past 5, another group of people, about 6 people came in. A waitress went over to them and was like, can we get your table? And I was like, oh my God, I might lose my mind. I actually said to Catherine at one point, maybe this is it. Maybe we are in the sixth sense and we have died. Maybe we don't realise we're dead and people can't see us, because that's how rude the people were just walking past. And I was like, hey, like, you know, the people going past, you're doing this to them. And they're just going. I was like, maybe I'm dead. Maybe I have died. And this is just, you know, in my dead state. I'm like, hey, listen, I'll go down to my favourite place anyway. No. Eventually we got seated. By this point, the baby was not happy. She was hungry. The 4-year-old was hungry. Catherine was hungry. And see, when those 3 are hungry, they become demons, all of them. And then we sat. So we ended up sitting there. We're like, right, okay. We've been sat down. I'm sure they'll be like, oh, you're there with some young kids. We'll try and get you served quite quickly, because clearly young kids are unpredictable. As they say in the entertainment business, never work with children and animals. And also I had a large gorilla with me as well. But we're there, and then another 15 minutes. We ordered drinks straight away. Everyone's just walking past us, ignoring. Got to the point I just went up to them like, can I put an order in, please? Can we just put an order, because the baby's starting to get really... And by this point I'm sweating, I'm uncomfortable, I'm stressed out, wife's stressed out, 4-year-olds getting annoyed with their toys, the 1-year-old's just screaming, and I'm like just going, oh my God, this is the worst experience of my life. And then when I went to the order, by the time I went back to the table, my wife's like, listen, I'm going to go and go take the 1-year-old, I'll leave you the 4-year-old. I'm like, well, that's kind of awkward, let's just all go. So we all ended up going. Basically we were there 5 to 5 and I ended up leaving at 20 to 6 and just got nothing, not served, nothing. And out we went, and I was really angry, you know. And again, I felt they were prioritising, you know, just loads of people out the front drinking, which is fine, you would do that. But you know, seeing you're out with kids, just don't bring your kids out anymore. That's my view. I don't think I'll ever eat out. Well, I mean, I don't think I'll ever eat out with my children and my wife until my kids are until the 1-year-old's at least 4, maybe 3. What do you think's a good age for kids to go out for dinner?
For dinner?
Yeah, like, so you think you could reliably enjoy your dinner without being really stressed out? Like,
we talking, what sort of restaurant are we talking?
We'll say a pub restaurant.
A pub? And
yeah.
You're just going for...
We just wanted some like chicken nuggets and chips and a wee fruit shoot or something for the kids.
4, definitely.
4. Like, my 4-year-old's grand. If you really need, you give her the phone. She watches like Sopranos or something and she's happy. You know, the 1-year-old needs a bit more. So what I had done for the effectively 40 minutes was just sit with like a little basket of sauces, and she was just taking all the sauces out and putting them back in. Then that gets boring. I'm like, she needs chicken nuggets, please give her. And they just didn't. And it was more the fact that they just didn't acknowledge me being there. Now, the last time we went there, I was there just, I brought the 4-year-old for Daddy-Daughter Day, and the same kind of thing happened. I'm going like, why don't you just, politely go, hey, I'll be with you in a minute. But, they don't even do that. And that's what I think annoyed me the most. And you know what? Like, in and around North Down, I said this before. I said to Catherine, and she mocked me for this, but I said, listen, I'm a man about town. See, when I'm in Bangor and I'm walking about, people say hello to me. They'll tip the hat. They'll go, hey, thank you for coming in person from your kingdom. Thanks for coming down from your castle in person. Other people would have sent knaves. Not me. I'm down. I'm a man of people. I love Bangor Town. Favourite song? Bangor Town by Foy Vance. That's how much I love Bangor Town, right? But this particular day, I don't know if they didn't get the memo or something, but, long runs the fox. I have a head like a buffalo and the memory of an elephant, so I'm not going to be back in that establishment for some while, I would say. And I'm cutting off my nose to spite my face, because do I love it there? Yes. But sometimes you have to take a stand. I'm not going to name the restaurant, but when you're looking at me there, what do you want me to say here?
Is Catherine the same stance as you?
Catherine...
Or are you, one day when she's out at work, just going to go, maybe snip down quickly? And
she's away on holidays next week for 4 days, so I'm here with the kids, myself.
So you're going to sneak in and just not say a word?
I might. The only problem with me is I don't know, I would say I have quite a long fuse. I don't know if people would agree, but I tend to think that I can be quite calm and composed, but when I lose it, I lose it. Like, I lose it. Like, I don't want to say I lose it like, a certain wrestler who delivered the crippler crossface as a finishing move. I don't lose it to that level, but I definitely lose it. And I would worry that if I went without my wife to help and I was there with my both kids and I was being ignored, I think I might start like slapping people.
Have you left them a bad Google review?
You know what? No, because I feel like very much in the heat of the moment I could say angry things, I could lose my head, but I do enjoy it as a place. The food is great, the ambience is normally very good. I like going there on date nights, so I don't feel like I want to do that yet. What I'm saying is, if you work for this, reach out, just say, listen, sorry this happened, Dave, I'll forgive you.
You want an official statement?
But if I dare, like, see if I break sweat in your establishment, someone should be there to dab me. And I was like Meatloaf after a 2-hour show, and I was wet, sweating, stressed, angry, just trying to compose yourself without, and like I was going to leave while we're standing there, but then I had booked it, under my name with my details, so they're probably, why'd you leave? And then I would have had to just say, oh, I'm an open, honest guy, I have to say, and what would be, but I was pretty upset about that. And then I went home, and the annoying thing about it was my wife gets really angry when she's hungry. She's like, it's like, that Snickers advert, you're not yourself, and I thought that was bullshit, because like, see, when I'm hungry as a full grown adult, I can kind of be like, I can split the fact that I'm hungry from my emotions a bit, whereas she just can't. And I've met other people who are just angry when they're hungry. It's like, hey, I could get the similar level of angry if I need a poo and I can't go somewhere to poo. That's similar. I just real cross if I don't get the poo. But she was hungry, angry, and unfortunately both her daughters have inherited her I'm hungry, I'm angry thing, and it's not sweet for me, because then when kids are kids, they don't necessarily just shout at you and be sly, they cry and scream and wail. So I'd still listen to them wailing on the way home. Then my 4-year-old was gutted because she wanted to go out for dinner. She's like, I really want to go out. I'm like, well, guess what, Hitler wanted to rule the world, that didn't work out, did it? So get on with it. Went home. The only way I got her back from her mood was to say to her, do you want, which is weird that she wanted this, do you want to help me make your dinner? So she now thinks she's like fucking Gordon Ramsay or something, when all she you know what, here's, I'm sorry to say this, I mean this with love, all she ever does is shakes a pan sometimes. She sometimes shakes a pan, that's it, that's all she does. Is everything okay there?
Yeah, so I have a camera wobble there. It kept changing the focus on your face, so is
that because I'm so quick? Just like the flash and moving a lot. I just think, it just annoyed me. What's happened here? You look annoyed.
Just checking yourself focused.
You fucking better believe I'm focused. I'm laser focused. I'm tuned in. I'm ready. So she cried. We made her dinner. It's all fine. You know, we got past it, and my feelings have been hurt. I didn't think we'd come to this, but it is. So what I'm going to say is, listen, DMs are open. The olive branch. I've got a pigeonhole. I want to, when I go down to check my mail in the morning, I want to see an olive branch in my pigeonhole. Reach out. Can we be friends again? Let me just see something here. Let me see if there's been anything from them in terms of an apology since I started recording this podcast. Let me just see. And by the way, yeah, I have way more followers than you too. So if you want to do a collab, get in touch. Olive branch is there. But see if I'm ever in an establishment and somebody doesn't at least acknowledge me being there and be like, listen, I'm sorry, we're busy. 2 minutes. See this whole no eye contact? Not gonna fly. Not gonna fly.
It's not like your special request though.
What's my special request?
No one looks you in the eye.
Yeah, unless it involves food. And then in that case, I want them to look in every one of my eyes. I want eyes in all my eyes. The eyes here and the eye. I want eyes. Always. I don't want people to... You know what? In fact, I feel that if I walk into a restaurant, they should already know my order and should be sitting on the table when I get in, and they should, greet me. Is what I feel. And you know what's another annoying thing? Christ. Another one of my favourite restaurants has screwed me as well, because they're giving off about somewhere I do a gig getting a license. So now they're giving off them, being like, you can't have a license, so I can't run a comedy club out of it. I just can't go to any restaurants I like anymore. It's so shit. I wish it was COVID. I wish it was back to COVID again. The good old days when you're sat at home, everyone loved each other, you got your food delivered to your door, and I was happy. They were the good old days. That was it. But you know what, Ben? I've been negative enough. It's time to be positive, and it's happened this week. How many weeks ago? About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had a parcel delivered to the office for Kieran Bartlett. The human boiled egg got a parcel delivered here. It was disrespectful. It hurt my feelings. I don't like the fact that Shane gets parcels delivered to my office. I especially don't like that Kieran gets parcels directed to my office. That was hurtful. Thankfully today, again, much like this restaurant, DMs were open, the pigeonhole was ready, pop the olive branch in, and guess what, Ben? The olive branch may well have been received. Now what I'm looking at, it's a little package, and the email is from a certain Mr. W. Palmer. So I'm going to say Willie Palmer's seen the errors of his ways, and he's reached out to me. Now, the packet smells like it's either coffee or drugs, and either way it'll be well received in this office, because if it's coffee, I'll consume it. If it's drugs, I'll consume it. It's a good time. So let's see. Now, Ben, you're a guy, you like, what's that stuff you like? The way you're like really, and you've weird fetish, and you're into like, what's that thing again? BDSM. Like, what's that stuff where people are like, oh yes, oh daddy, ooh, do you like that, daddy?
Oh, ASMR.
Oh right, okay. And what does ASMR stand for? Don't Google it there. Find out. Imagine it was like AS, ass sucking man, religion.
Oh god. Autonomous sensory metering response.
Yeah, well, you know what that sounds like? Nerd content. So anyway, the package is, oh wow, a lot. I mean, let's see what we got here. Oh yes, it's come from Bergen, which is a show, isn't it? There's a TV show called Bergen. An old boss of mine used to really love it. Oh wow, look at this. Now, you know what, Willie Palmer, you're back on the good boy list. He sent this the whole way from Norge, which I believe is Norway. Am I right in saying that?
Not Sweden, no.
I don't know. I don't speak like I know Bulgarian or whatever the fuck it is. But he sent me a nice coffee here, and I mean, what I like about this, it's either a guy with like a club. It looks like some sort of medieval like primeval. What are the guys called? Neolithic dudes like with painted. Then on closer inspection, it's a guy holding coffee with a thing of smoke coming out or steam. I don't know. Tell you what though, it smells really nice. And I mean, I don't even know what this is. Like, it could literally be a bag of, like, Google really quickly there, Norwegian animal. Tell me what a Norwegian animal is real quick for point of reference.
What do I know? Norwegian forest cat?
The ancient forest cat?
No, Norwegian.
Oh, right. I thought you said fuck it. The ancient forest cat. This could be a bag of ancient forest cat shit for all I know. And it's just put a nice logo on it. It says Ethiopia on it. So I assume it's, you know, some kind of coffee from Ethiopia. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Ethiopian coffee. So thank you for that. I'll get a try and I'll give you a review of it. But what I'm mostly excited about, there's a little card. And let me read it. It says, "Hey Davey, please accept this gift of coffee and a troll guy." Hey, oh wow, I haven't even opened the troll guy yet. Let's see. Oh, daddy. There we go. Oh yes, I mean, it's really sweet. It's a little troll guy. So Ben, where can we put the troll guy? Put him here. Does he fit in nicely? There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Little Nord's troll guy. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate that. Please accept this gift of coffee and a troll guy as an apology for my actions. I'll never send anything to Kieran Bartlett again. He is a rude, disrespectful man who, by the way, cheated to beat you on an episode of No Blasters, and your angry response was entirely justified. Thank you, Willie. Peace out, my brother, from Willie Palmer. You know what, Willie, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the gift. I just want to point out that I did, joking aside, pass your gift on to Kieran. And, I mean, I'm not a tout. You know, it's not me to... It's not... Ben, you know me. I'm not the guy to stir the pot. I'm not a guy to cause drama. Kieran brought the biscuits to Lavery's Comedy Club to give to other comedians. He didn't care about them. That's what I'm saying. You sent it the whole way from Norway. You know what I'm going to do, Ben? I'm going to drink that coffee. It's going to be a BDSM Ben special. I'm going to do a BDSM video with Ben where I'm drinking the coffee, and it's going to be a nice time. And I'm going to make that maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to have a little pot of that in the morning, get my cafetiere out, make myself some Norwegian ancient forest cat shit coffee, and it'll be a nice time. So thank you very much, Willie. And look, there you go, a new mascot, the Nord's troll. And by the way, if anyone else wants to send gifts, Ben, where can we, you know, what can we do to get the gifts? Do people need to like find, how do we get the address out there? Do you have an email address do you have access to, or did you set that up and then delete it again?
I think we set it up and lost the password.
Not ideal, my traveller.
Very professional over here.
Yeah, but listen, you have a nosy, right? What we can do, if you can get that on the rip, find out if you can get access to the email address, we'll get that up and running again. If you have any queries or you want to send gifts, we'll accept gifts. And you can send it to, you know what, that's what you can do. Look up 1L Studios. That's our company, and then you can send it in there. But don't send anything for Kieran Bartlett or Shane Toller. I'll lose my head again. All right, Ben, what are we like in terms of time? How long have we been chatting for?
25-ish.
25-ish minutes, which for those of you that don't know or speak Irish, it's 25 minutes. It's been a nice episode again today. I'm feeling good, Ben. I'm bringing a positive energy, even though I've been quite negative so far. Do you think I've been bipolar in this episode? I've been like up and I've been down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But that's what you get with me, you know. I was going to start talking about cyclists this week. They are the new sea swimmers in my eyes, and I feel like I've been too upbeat to start talking about it. But I've started, so may as well. I've started, so I'll finish. You know, I'm very much going to go down this route. Me and the sea swimmers, can I just come out and say, we have healed our wounds. We have become friends. I put a stand-up clip up not so long ago, which featured some of a wee bit of material about sea swimmers. And you know what? They took it well. I thought sea swimmers would be little moany, negative wee bitches, and you know what, they weren't. They took it well. Sea swimmers across the board have shown me love. They've enjoyed the clip. People who hate sea swimming enjoyed the clip. And you know what? I have a newfound respect for sea swimmers. Now, in my new show Bits and Pieces, do I have an entirely new bit specifically about some things sea swimmers do? Absolutely. Because that's what the people want to see. But for now, my hatred is directed elsewhere, and my hatred is now taken away from sea swimmers, and it is directed towards cyclists. Ben, do you have a bike?
No.
Do you have a static bike?
No.
Do you still have that like home gym set in your house that I'm supposed to look at?
Yep.
I need to look at that. Like, how long have I been supposed to look at that? Like about 5 months.
About that, yeah.
I want it. Still, I want it.
People just tell when you've got it though.
Because I'll just start looking swole out.
Massive.
Yeah, well, I'm fat at the minute, so I mean, I'm hopefully get smaller when I get the home gym. Because all I want to do, like, I feel like, you know, like I was carrying my kids the other day, and I couldn't, and dropped them both because I'm like, I'm just too weak. I was walking along with both of them, like, oops. Dropped. And like shit one is like the baby is not fully formed yet, so she's not, her bones aren't bones, they're like all cartilage. She took an L on that one, like wasn't good. Felt a bit guilty, and I just did nothing on my biceps anymore. I actually look like, you know, whenever wrestlers like injure their neck and they can't train their arms anymore and it just gets all depleted and they look withered. That's how I feel, except my witheredness is just fat. So the good news is I have knocked all my like drinking on the head for like the last couple of weeks. I think I drank like 4 days, and you know I'm not a big drinker, but like I had my father-in-law's birthday. There was a load of pensioners at that. Those guys can drink. My dad's big birthday. Load of pensioners at that. They can drink. Was in London opening for Shane. Obviously his fan base. Load of pensioners. They can drink. And then I went on a date with my wife. Again, for some reason, found myself hanging out with a load of pensioners. They can drink. 4 hangovers, not a nice time, and then my body's just depleted. But with the big show coming up at Ulster Hall, I do want to. I want to lean out a bit. You know, I want to look sexy. Ben said that he will be there watching the show topless if I perform a topless. So I would like to get into that shape. But if I get that home gym, get a big wide back. You get my back wide, feeling good, nice. I do have a bike. Before I get into cyclists in my garage, but it's a static exercise bike, and that's what I think all cyclists should have. I don't get why cyclists think they're the number one important people on the road. The other day I was going somewhere, and the thing about me is I don't go somewhere at a leisurely pace. I like to go there quick. I like to get it over with so I can get home and I can go to bed. That's what I like to do. We were going along, like, you know, the Peninsula Road. Again, North Down, obviously, heading down there, and there must have been about 12. In fact, I'm a liar. This is what happened. I was going to the Peninsula, but I was going down the Donaghadee Road. There had been a car accident on the Donaghadee Road. Don't know if you heard about this, did you? I'm keen to know the ins and outs because it looked like a pretty serious one. Hopefully whoever's involved in that crash is okay. But I couldn't go left. You know, if you're going from Donaghadee Road down to Bangor, couldn't get that way because the whole road was cordoned off. Police were there, recovery vans were there, and ambulances there. Didn't look good, so I had to go right. And then for some reason there was a group of, must have been, I think about 12 cyclists in a bunch. Like, what's the rules on that? Do you know? Like, if you're a cyclist, you're not supposed to be like two abreast, and you're not supposed to go too far ahead, are you? Like, you shouldn't be like, if there's 12 cyclists, there's 2. There'd be 6 rows. So a car cannot get past that.
I think there is a limit to how many you meant to be together
in a cluster. But these guys,
were they all wearing the same uniform?
A lot of them were wearing North Down Cycling Club uniform, that pink outfit, which, to be fair, stylish. But what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? That's one of the only clubs from North Down I'm not a fan of. These guys, pricks, and they always seem to come out at the weekend. Like, why don't you just... Here's the thing. See, if you're a cyclist, use your bike. A bike is a mode of transport. You know what I mean? It gets you from A to B. Don't just get on it to go nowhere. Just to talk to your mates. Fuck your mates. You know, fuck them. Don't be getting on a bike and cycling at 10 miles an hour when I'm trying to go down to fucking walk my dog on the beach and he's in the back all fucking... You know, parking all here and then cyclists driving super slow and you can't go past. If you're a cyclist and you're on the road, you should be able to go to speed limit. That's it. See if you're on the road and you're not, like, say if you're on a dual carriageway, do 60. You know, be on your bike, be doing 60, or else, hey, don't be on it. You know, don't be on your bike. Bikes are no man's land. Be in cycle lanes or don't be. You know, if you're not in a cycle lane, get off and walk your bike along like a pedestrian on the footpath. Get in a cycle lane, you know, go for it. Don't be on the road. Now, people will probably be listening to this going, I'm a cyclist, this offends me. Here's what I say to you. Fuck off. Your stupid helmet. Why do cyclists have to wear skin-tight gear at all times, no matter what the physique is? You know what I mean? This is the thing about it. People play football and will wear like different football gear. You know what I mean? They don't dress like Premier League footballers. So why are you out there dressed like Lance Armstrong? You know what I mean? Your BMI is 47 and you're dressed like Lance Armstrong. There's bits hanging off where bits shouldn't be hanging off. You know, you're sitting there like a Christmas tree with just baubles hanging off you, just baubles of fat hanging off the side of your bike, going 5 miles an hour when I'm trying to fucking hit 40. You know, and that's how many people were in that bloody train of cyclists. 40 people, and I should have been able to plough through. Not happy. Cyclists are the new sea swimmers. And the worst is when people are cyclists that you work with and they cycle to work and then they get some special time to just get themselves, I cycled here. Get there for 9 o'clock, spend another 40 minutes just walking around telling everyone you cycle to work. Fuck off. Cyclists can get fucked. And then, you know, another thing, if you don't wear a helmet, you should just be allowed to be bumped off the road. That should be a lesson to be learned. I hate cyclists. Stop wearing skin-tight gear. Stop wearing shoes that connect your feet to your pedals. You know, you're not Chris Hoy. You're a prick. You're Bradley Wiggins. You know, fucking run about there. You stupid bikes, your fat holes. Bet you've got wee padded seats and all, because your wee arses are all so sensitive. Fuck off. Give me sea swimming any day. Bastards.
15 is the number.
15?
How allowed to cycle together.
So they're allowed to?
Up to 15.
Oh, fuck those guys. Who made these rules? I'll tell you who. A cyclist. I hate them. Anyway, listeners' questions. DCW said, hey Dave, on Shane's show he said you look like a Turkish hitman. Oh, so original. He's been calling me a fucking Turkish hitman for about 20 years. And then he called me what did he call me the other week? He called me like the hitman's dream or the sniper's dream, which is like, you know, there was a viral clip about someone with a moving head being a sniper's nightmare, so it was pretty hack, not funny. Anyway, Dave, if this was the case, what would your preferred method of doing the job? Grazie, arrivederci. If I was a hitman, I'd just break people's necks because I'm really strong and angry. So just go up to them and go, you need to get haircut, bastard. There you go, done, dead, done. Ben, why's your moth in the studio?
I was just thinking that myself.
Where the fuck this guy come from? Ben, kill him. Kill the moth. Right, splat him down. Now's your chance. If this gets in front of the camera. Oh my god. Moths. Wow. This is the downside of summertime. Flying beasts. Right, I want you to squish him. Spray him with the wipe. The screen wipe. Drown him.
He is behind the curtain, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll kill him. Let him die behind the curtain. Yes. Now he's going to see if he gets in this again. Oh my god. People listening to the audio of the podcast are going, what is going on here? And I am instructing Ben to kill this moth. What are you saving his life? What are you trying to do to him?
Trying to give him to you as a gift.
I don't want him. I hate moths. Come down here, I will grab you and I'll squeeze you and I will eat you. Oh. Right here, push up on that. He's gone behind the soundproof. Jump up and squish him. Good. He's dead. Stand on him. Make an example of him. I don't want him. Gross. He's got germs. And he said he's got AIDS. Gross. Fat Bastrd burger. Why do moths turn into dust? Gross.
Dust to dust.
Ashes to ashes, RIP, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, break people's necks or just squash them like a bug, like you just saw just there. Well done, Ben, that was very manly of you, but never, ever again put a corpse on my desk when I'm doing a podcast, okay?
Technically, I was still wriggling about.
Yeah, because you know what? You weren't man enough to do the job. You had to just incapacitate him and the king had to strike the final blow. I was like, nah, nish, dead. Naomi Mitchell said, do you know what a waffle stomp is? Do you know what a waffle stomp is?
I want to Google it.
Go ahead. I would say a waffle stomp is A waffle stomp's probably like a party fat people would have. Would it be right in saying? A waffle stomp. I imagine it's kind of like, you know, a jamboree. She sent me a link here. Should I open it?
You do look like the sort of man who, after a few drinks, would have a waffle stomp.
I imagine it's a load of food. Just a bit after a few drinks out of a waffle
Even like
stomp.
a really bad hangover, you would just have them.
Okay, let me see what a waffle stomp is. My wife poops in the shower and stomps it down the drain. Wow. Not a joke. She recently told me this and I've been living with her for weeks now. She even broke the news to me while laughing about it. You know what a waffle stomp is? She asked me, and she laughed and started crying. I feel disgusted and betrayed. I can't even look at her over breakfast anymore because I head off to work, and whilst I'm at work, all I wonder to myself is she doing it right now? Apparently this has been going on for years. She says she uses all scented candles to mask the smell. Like, here's the thing. See if you have a toilet, shit in the toilet. Don't shit in the shower. A few times we've had a snake in the drain we've had to snake the drain due to a clog. Now I know why. I don't know if I can live this anymore. Gross. Ben, have you ever shit in the shower before?
You know, I haven't.
No.
If I feel the urge, I will grab my towel, quickly dry off what I need to dry off.
Oh, I think I was going to say, I'll quickly grab my towel and shit in it and throw it against the wall. Do you ever pee in the shower?
Yeah, sometimes. Because I feel like that's a lot easier to get rid of.
I think, I would occasionally pee in the shower. Some people are like, oh my God, you pee. More often than not, I try to pee before I go in the shower. Sometimes you really need to pee. You just pee in the shower. But I definitely have waffle stomped. I definitely wouldn't poo in a shower. And the thing about poo, like, at least with pee, you know it's going to be a liquid.
Well, this is the thing here. Is it okay to waffle stomp?
Yeah.
According to this
Here's
article,
another thing. Why don't they just call it forcing your shite down a drain with your foot? Why does everything have to have a stupid name? It's a waffle. Like, it's a thing. It's not a thing. Shitting in a drain makes you a deviant. You're a pervert. If you shit in the shower, you're a pervert or you have a bowel disorder. Like, there's no in between. It's not like, or you're the laziest of all bastards that you can't just wait. Imagine someone's face. The water's beating down on them. It's like a steam room and you're doing this. Like, do you squat when you waffle stomp or do you just does it scoot down your legs? Ugh. So many questions.
Well, this basically says that if it's done well, then it's perfectly safe to do it.
What has it done? What has it done? I like corn in the cob. Are you going to be forcing those wee sweet corn kernels just down the wee holes in the drain?
Well,
please read this to me.
It says the waffle's consistency is the first hurdle.
Right. When has anyone ever referred to a shite as a waffle? A waffle is not a shit. Let's start that movement. A waffle is not a shit. Please tell me more.
The uninitiated may assume that anything higher than a level 3 on the Bristol stool scale is eligible. Mm-hmm. The Bristol stool scale, like, of all the things Bristol is famous for, like people speaking like this and all right there, my lover. This next bit makes me
I've been skating up since 10 a.m.
This next bit makes me think that this is a thing people do.
Yeah.
You have, if you're going to do it, you do it regularly without a carefully tuned diet. Basically, you're playing Russian roulette with it. So basically, you keep your diet good so you can stomp away.
You know what? Here's the thing. You don't go on a diet so you can shit in the shower. You go on a diet for health benefits. Like going to PT, you're like, oh, what are you looking to do? Oh, I'm looking to shift a few pounds. What are you looking to do? I'm looking to add a wee bit of mass to these withered arms. What are you looking to do? I need to be able to consistently shite when I'm having a shower.
And stomp it down, working those.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're an actual master, you should be able to shit that you don't need to stomp it down. And then what happens? Do you get shit under your toenails and between your toes? Like, people who waffle stomp, don't listen to this podcast anymore. You're up there with cyclists, waffle stompers. What else? You look like you're engrossed in this story.
Just reading through the madness of this.
But I didn't know what a waffle stomp was until Naomi sent me this question. And by the way, I can only assume the fact that Naomi has brought this question up, she is indeed herself a waffle stomper.
This last article, this last bit, is a financial angle for it. So
okay, please tell me the financial benefit of shitting in the shower.
Just with everything being very tight and expensive at the moment, if one is crippled by financial constraints, please consider simply producing it into one's cupped hands and proudly disposing the stool into a bucket outside the shower. The bucket should then be emptied into one's red bin, so like probably your green bin. For your, can you imagine being the bin man opening it up and just see a pile in there? And that's the argument against doing this, by the way. There's another article for it.
Well, please tell me some of the reasons for doing it. Like, you don't shit. Like, I have a dog who shits, and I collect his shit in a little bag, and I throw it in the bin. And to be fair, the bin stinks, because there's baby nappy shit in there, and there's dog shit in there. But by no means should there be human shit in a bin. At all. Give me one reason to do it.
It reduces water consumption because you're using the toilet in the shower at the same time.
Here's another idea. Don't shower. It's cleaner to shit in the toilet and then not shower than it is to shit in the shower. Think of all the germs just floating about your shower. And what happens? Well, imagine, right, your wife did you discovered her to be a big waffle stomper, and you came in for a nice relaxing bath. You couldn't have a nice time knowing that I'm sure you have a bath mat, do you? Mm-hmm. I was going to have a little bit of waffle, I can't call it shit anymore, waffle underneath your bath mat, stinking.
Well, do you care about orangutans?
Yeah, I love those bitches.
It reduces deforestation. No toilet paper.
No, it doesn't. Get a bidet. If that's what the problem is, get a bidet. If using toilet roll is a problem, get a bidet. Or even, I don't know, get some sort of like grouting tool to scrape the shit off your ass and then wash it in the shower. Don't be... Oh my god, orangutans don't care. I think orangutans would be grossed out if they found out people shitting and stomping it down your shower.
A waffle's variety is what makes the stomp so satisfying.
And that's another thing I hate when people use the term satisfying. It's so boke. People put post, isn't this so satisfying? And then it's somebody like putting a knife through like a fucking sandcastle. Isn't this so satisfying? And it's people like blowing glass. Isn't this so satisfying? And shut up, it's not satisfying. Your life's fucking pointless and you're a dickhead.
I don't believe the end bit of this, but
I don't believe any of it. Waffle stomping should be banned. See, if I took over, I would. You know what? I would support the war in the Ukraine if Vladimir Putin said they're all waffle stompers and he was going in to crank down on that. That's when I would go, you know what? Maybe I can get on side with this. Otherwise, totally against it. But the waffle stomping needs to stop.
Well executed stomp is apparently hygienic and effective.
It isn't. If you're touching shit with your skin, that's not hygienic.
Well, many
you can get fungus under your nails, shit infection. You get Bell's palsy from hanging around sewers. So you're going to go into your shower being all like, oh, I'm going to have a shit in here. And you'll come out looking like your face is made of wax and it's melted. Oh!
Many institutions have already done amazing work in this area, such as University of Melbourne's Safe Stomping Standards, a program currently being taught in high schools across Australia.
Nah, not true. And then the same universities will be like, please don't masturbate in the showers. Like, apparently, what's it going to be? Your sperm hits water and turns into like super glue?
Oh god, I'm not clicking that.
What was the link? Please tell me what it was.
I typed in that university and it came up the first one, a video.
A video of
I typed in University of Melbourne Safe Stomping Standards and it said waffle stomping video. No thank you.
Nah, you're alright.
No thank you.
Don't want to see that. You know what, Naomi? You fucked it. You've ruined my day. You've ruined my podcast and now I'm sad. I hate waffle stomping. Gross. Robin McElfeen's come in with a much nicer question. Favourite bar in Belfast or North Down? Ooh, Belfast, I'm probably biased, but I'm going to say Pug Uglies. North Down, I'm not even going to be biased. I'm just going to straight up tell you, Fealties. What about you, Ben? You're a fan of a pub? Well, imagine you were full on alcoholic and knowing you. Ben, you're full of a drink, aren't you? He's like, oh, why? I'm drinking now. Be fucking hip flask of Redbreast. Where would be your favourite bar in Belfast first?
Can't think where we were recently. I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably, but
you know what? And obviously you've got like classic bars, like the Crown Bar. The Duke of York's always fun. But then I like to go into places. I like to get sat down and I like to just pint. I like a good pint of Guinness. Pug Uglies can give you that. I'm happy there. But there's nowhere I'd rather be. No pub in the world I would rather be in than Fealty's. It's my numero uno, my favourite. The best Guinness in the world. And I'll tell you another one outside of Belfast. I know this wasn't a question. Or Bangor. McCaig's on Rathlin Island is another superb pub. A lot of respect for that. So what are you going to go for? What's your favourite bar in Bangor?
Probably really boring. Go Jenny Watts.
Yeah, Jenny Watts is nice too. And I like the story of Jenny Watt. And I've bought my daughter a book about Jenny Watt because Jenny Watt is a great feminist character. You know, she's a great woman, an inspiration to young girls everywhere, and I want my young girls to be inspired. So Jenny Watts, is it grub good there?
Yeah, it is.
Oh fuck!
Been a while since it was there.
Big shout out to the Esplanade too. Big fan of the Esplanade. On these nice summer nights, nothing more I love than just sitting out the front of the Esplanade. You know, drinking a nice cold pint of lager or cider. Don't really go for a Guinness in the nice hot sun, but I'm a big fan of Guinness normally.
Also, Bull and Claw and Donaghadee for stretching out a wee bit further.
Yeah, because see, we drive past that a lot, so we've been Donaghadee a fair bit.
Very nice.
And it's always somewhere Catherine's going, oh, we got to go there. Is it nice as a pub or is it nice for food?
Nice for food.
What would your meal be when you go there?
I can't remember what I got last time.
Ben, you're full of shit today. What you need to do, a giant should come in here and stomp you down the plug hole because you're full of shit today.
My consistency isn't right.
Yeah,
though.
your consistency's not right. It looks like a sort of place that would have a good steak and chips.
I'm trying to remember what I even had.
You get their menu up. You look about that. Call me in whenever it's time. Oh, speaking about this, we should have read this question after Naomi's. Holly wants to know, not my daughter, some other one. Do you look at the toilet roll after you wipe your bum to check if it's clean? No, because I know my bum's clean. And then I think, what's the minimum wipe you do in your bum? I wipe at least 16 times. So when I think about it, fuck the orangutans. Orangutans, actually. But anyway. So yeah, what did you have in the Bull and Claw?
So I had scampi, because that's my thing.
And what do you have your scampi with?
Chips.
Nice. And do you eat the tartar sauce or do you just...
All of it.
Love tartar sauce?
Absolutely love it.
Nice. And what sort of drink would you go with that? You're a bit of a wine guy, aren't you? You like wine? You're more of a red man, aren't you?
Normally. But at a restaurant, I'm really stingy.
Yeah.
And I can't go for one glass of wine. I could buy a bottle. So I tend to stick to spirits.
Nice. Well, what I would do, see, the awkward thing is, I'm the only one who drinks red wine in my family because I've got 2 children and a wife, so it'd be really sly if my 2 kids drank red wine. But yeah, normally if we're out for dinner, I will maybe buy a meal that'll go with white wine. So she, we can, because I will drink white wine, but she will not drink red wine because I am less of a difficult person. Is the long and short of it. Connor Matthews has said, who was the hated teacher in your school and why? I had one teacher who, by the way, as a grown-up guy, as an adult, I have a lot of respect for and really liked the lessons this guy taught me at school. But when I was at school, he was terrifying. He was our rugby coach. He scared us. He made us do horrendous fitness and he made me cry. I actually spoke about him at length on the Patreon episode I did with James Hume, so you should check that out. I went into detail there, but he's a great guy, and yeah, he was just a terrifying guy that made us do extreme fitness and shouted, "With such a high voice! He's so angry all the time!" And my wee withered arms have just spasmed. Anyway, there we go. Greg Piper said, Dave, Johnny Depp or Amber Heard? Wow. I mean, Ben, do you know much about this case?
It's all over TikTok, so...
See, and you're on TikTok and I'm not, so I know there's a case going on. Like, what is the gist? Amber, were they married? Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, they were married?
Yeah.
And they're not married anymore, is that correct?
Correct.
Because of the falling out?
Because Amber basically was claiming Johnny wasn't very nice to her.
Right, and what is she saying he's done to her?
A lot of bad things.
Such as examples?
Like hitting her.
Hitting her, okay. I don't condone that. Right, so what's he saying she's done to him?
So, but he lost lots of money and lots of jobs because of this. He's now suing her, I think it's like 50 million.
Right, okay.
To basically say you called me these nasty names, and that she's countersuing for 100 million.
Yeah.
For some other stupid reason.
Fair play to Amber, going back, be like, you want to sue me 50? There you go, there's 100. So how did that work? So if she's suing him, he's suing her for 50. So if she wins, imagine they both win, he has to give her 50 million basically.
Not sure they can both win.
Hey, So is he saying she's abused him too?
And basically, but no, lied. So it's like, so she was on their oath last time, and she'd kind of like basically put makeup on to make her look like she had black eyes and bruises and marks. So now doctors are coming out and saying they never knew any of it.
Right.
Which basically made him look bad, even though she promised on oath.
They are both liars for money. Like, that's their job, both of them. And who's the better? There you go. You can figure this out one or two ways. Who's the better actor? Is it going to be Johnny Depp or it's Amber Heard? You'll find out.
Maybe it's all for just a big role, and this is them like.
It could be, you know, and
full method.
And you know what I think? If they're both saying they beat each other, what we should do is, you know, get Herb Dean in, put it in the octagon, Dana White present it, have a fight, and see who the real winner is. But I mean, it's sad because obviously they were married, so there was some love at some point. It's sad to see, and here's the thing too, like, it's a personal matter. I think, you know, you can't necessarily be like they should never work again because you don't know the ins and outs. Again, there was a lot of time, obviously, with a lot of the movements and Me Too movements and things. There's a hashtag, I believe her. You know, it's believe all women. That's the thing. It's like straight away, as soon as Johnny Depp's brought in, like, apart from this heathen, we don't know the ins and outs. He might have done what she said. She might have done what he's. It's not for us to judge. I just hope both of them can move on past it and they both keep getting work. You know, that's what I hope. And have you seen anything, like, what sort of things have been being said about it at the minute?
So I've got a few kind of things here.
What do you mean, like quotes?
Yep. Yeah. So
tell me, because again, I have, to be totally honest, I mean this with love of my heart, no fucking interest in this at all.
Amber's attorney is called Rottenborn.
Rottenborn?
Yeah.
Is he like a troll from fucking Denmark or something?
Probably.
Here, in fact, this guy's name is Rottenborn. This is Rottenborn, the Norwegian troll, and who's he representing? He's representing Amber Heard.
Yep.
Rottenborn. Nice. There you go.
And asking John about his drug use.
Hold on a wee second. Let me just.
Oh, you gonna?
This guy's called Rottenborn, and I need to remember it, so I need to write on his back. Rottenborn. This is Rottenborn, the troll, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Right, so what's Rottenborn been saying?
So he was saying about he's taken drugs with one of your good friends, Marilyn Manson, before.
Right. So now, hold on. We're getting into dodgy territory. When Marilyn Manson's brought on, I'm going to say this. Marilyn Manson, not a good dude. And who's he friends with? Amber or Johnny?
Johnny. Mm-hmm. So he's basically saying, you've done lots of drugs, you've drank and done drugs with him. And Johnny, he's taking everything very lightly, has replied and said he once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so he would stop talking. And then that was it. So he gave Marilyn Manson a sleeping pill to stop him talking.
Oh, right, okay. So I thought he was trying to say that he could wish he could give Rottenborn a pill and get him to stop talking.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Also about... He told me about how to fall off the wagon doing the Lone Ranger movie.
Right, okay.
He was saying, like, sometimes you drink whiskey in the mornings.
Yeah.
As Johnny said, I mean, isn't happy hour every hour?
Oh, wow. I mean, these are cheeky answers from Johnny, aren't they, really? Like, you wouldn't imagine this being a proper court, like.
And then talking about how basically there's a video of him, like, going around the house breaking stuff in the kitchen, and he said he did assault a couple of Kaplans, but I did not assault Miss Heard.
Yeah, but you know what? See that too. You can have a bad attitude about, like, you can be without actually striking someone too. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not by any means saying I'm Team Amber Heard, but see, if you're walking around your kitchen breaking stuff, you're gonna make your wife uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? And is there any more chat about his drinking or anything? Because that's what interests me.
Yeah, one of them, Amber Heard's Rottenborn guy, said you poured yourself a mega pint of red wine.
What the fuck's a mega pint? Mega pint? Like, surely a pint is a pint. Like, a pint's a pint. It's a volume. You can't have a mega pint if it's a mega pint of red wine. It's still the same volume. It's like, you know, when they say, what would you rather be hit by? You know, a ton of feathers or a ton of stone? It's still a ton. You know what I mean? You're still getting the same. It's like a mega pint's a pint. Like, unless it's a dirty pint. Like, if he's drinking red wine, he's dropping a shot of Bailey's in it. Fairly gangster, you know. And like, what encouraged him to pour this mega pint? Was it done out of anger, or was it done?
I don't know. I think.
What did Rottenborn? What was his context for the mega? Please tell me what the story of the mega pint is.
It was about a video.
Did he just say there was a video of you pouring a mega pint?
They're literally going through WhatsApp messages like, he said that, he said that, and it's a bit...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you imagine going through your WhatsApp messages, how embarrassed you'd be? Can you imagine some of the shit, oh my God, that you say to friends in jest or whatever, that was read in court? Oh my God. That would terrify me.
Your comedy grip would be...
Oh, none of us would work again, ever. At all. But hey, none of us have ever poured a mega pint first thing in the morning.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like what? Like Rottenborn's mugged himself there. You poured a mega pint. Maybe a mega glass. It could just be a big stein. Like if it's a stein of red wine, hey, that's a problem.
You ever seen those glasses that says, how's your day going? And it's like the wee levels.
Yes.
Like top ones, maybe he just had a don't ask day and he just got to the top.
He's just like, mega pint. They get, how's your day? Not so bad. Casual. Fuck off. Don't speak to me. Mega pint. Like mega pint sounds like a guy that your dad would be mates with that has legendary stories from back in the day. Oh, mega pint's coming out tonight, and your mum's like, oh no, fuck.
Your mum doesn't let him in the house.
No, he's like, mega pint can't come in this house. You're like, what's mega pint's real name? Oh, mega pint's real name is Graham Patterson. You'd be like, nah, he doesn't look like a Graham Patterson. He looks like a mega pint. Oh wow, is that it? Any more?
The last one was they asked Johnny a question, and Johnny started answering this question, and then they objected to it because they want to respect the court's time.
Yeah.
Which Johnny then pointed out a couple of minutes ago. They spent 5 minutes looking for a document.
Rottenborn?
I mean,
here's what you should do.
Rottenborn.
Send Rottenborn back to the caves in Norway because he's not doing a good job here. But listen, I wish well to Johnny Depp. I'm a fan of his work, I'm a fan of his movies. I wish well to Amber Heard. I'm a fan of her work, a fan of her movies. Here's the thing. I just hope that both, get out of this and can move on. Just, you know what? Move on. Keep making good movies and don't blacklist any of the two of them. But I would like to see them fight. To be fair, Brock has said, is Pepsi Max the greatest soft drink about? And then Wormballs creeped in afterwards and said, of course it is, and it's not soft. Now, Wormball was at the live podcast that we did, which, by the way, there may or may not be another live podcast in June. There is. No, Pepsi Max is not the best soft drink about.
I had a Pepsi Max when I was taking my daughter last week to swimming at Aurora. Not good.
Not good?
They don't do Coke or anything at the...
I mean, because you're taking your kids swimming, it'd be totally inappropriate to do Coke.
Pass of the time.
Yeah, I mean, what it does, the time passes at its normal speed, the time passes, but in your head, it passes 10 times quicker. You're like the Zohan up the water, and you're like, dads aren't allowed in the pool. What's going on here?
Closed.
Yeah. You're like, this guy, who's that? And your daughter's like, it's my dad again. But no, what sort of time do you go swim? What day do you go swimming?
I don't normally take her because I work.
But what day?
Wednesday.
See, we go on a Sunday. So we do. I know it's become a bit of a ritual now because obviously my wife's a nurse, has to work the weekends. I would sometimes go and like my granny, or not my granny because R.I.P. my daughter's granny, my mum. Why did I not just say my mum would like sit and watch her swim, and then I will take my other daughter in the pram and my dog
for some
mega pints and lines of Coke. Yeah, we got fucking wired. And then we go around the wall garden, into the Castle Park and just go for a walk, let the dog off the lead, and then we go back and meet them and have like a wee breakfast. So I don't have Pepsi Max, I normally just have a tea or coffee or something, And the girls, again, that finishes at like 11:30, so sometimes I'll be like, get the girls like a wee sandwich between them and then some chips or something. Then they go and eat and put the baby to bed and just fucking sit and go, thank God that wee bastard's asleep. That's kind of what a bit of a routine is, so it's nice to do that. And David said, whose campaign poster has the most sex appeal? Nice. We're talking elections, we're talking politics. You know what? I'm going to say Alex Easton has the most sex appeal because he's a guy left the DUP. He's got those reverse curtains going on. His curtains don't start here and go out, they start here and go in, and I have a lot of time for that. It's almost like his hair's a wee bit like, like saloon doors. He's got that kind of saloon door haircut, and respect to that. And yeah, I'm not going to vote for him because he's the DP, but good luck to him. I wish him well. And I wish all you guys well. Ben, how long have we been talking for? It's got to be 45 at least.
Probably going to an hour.
There you go, guys. That's the end of the podcast. Like I said, if you haven't already, please rate and review the podcast. Head on over to Patreon to get all the bonus content. Let me just double check where we're at with patrons right now. Live update. Yeah, a lot of people are enjoying the podcast. A lot of people are enjoying the bonus content. The Extra Sly Guy podcast has got a lot of love this week because I told a pretty Pretty cheeky story.
Did you mention the ad free?
Oh yeah, and also this podcast will be out a day early. Sans advertisements or promotions or talk about my Ulster Hall show. So if you don't want to listen to that shit, get on over there. Subscribe wherever you listen. Subscribe to the YouTube, please. Rate and review wherever you listen. I'll be back in next week. Oh, and shit the bed and waffle stomp it down the drain. We're recording a Patreon guest episode this week. This week's episode's got Shane on it. So, and he's wearing a hat back to front. Why? But anyway, we're recording a podcast this week. It's going to blow people's minds. It's going to be a must-see. So get over to Patreon. Join the revolution. Hundreds of podcasts over there. Other bits of bobs. Stand-up show. Pillow Talk from December. It's all over there. And enjoy your week. And don't shit in the shower, please. Thank you.
I'm the sly guy.